speaks about foreigners, so to speak, somehow dissuades us.
Don't vote for me. I don't want that vote. I don't want a xenophobic vote. I love my African people. The same way I love my mother and my grandmother. I'm in love with Africans. Africans are hated everywhere. You go to America, the black skin is a source of hatred. You go to UK, a black skin is a source of hatred. You're asking me to join in the hatred of black people. I know what the hatred of my skin did during apartheid. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be asked that I should stand at the border, at the fence between Limpopo and Zimbabwe and block a mother who's carrying a child, only crossing to get a medication in Musina and going back to Zimbabwe because there is a problem in Zimbabwe. I refuse to join that chorus.
What do you say to some of the people?
Let the borders be open. And if the gates are not going to be open for SADC, fellow SADC people, please find a creative way. This is your home. Your families are here. There's no way anyone is going to close you out here. Lesotho and Free State are one thing. Mpumalanga and Swaziland are one thing. Northwest and Botswana are one thing. Limpopo and Zimbabwe are one thing. What is the point? There's no point at all except people who suffer from self-hate. Put South Africa first nonsense. The borders are closed. Put South Africa says close the borders. The borders are closed. Are you employed now? You are not employed, even with borders closed. The EFF must never be shy from these fools who say they've left EFF. If you are leaving EFF because EFF is fighting for blacks in Africa, the gate is open. You are never with us. We are with Africans. Anyone who joins us and hates Africans, you are in a wrong home. Leave EFF. If you voted for us, yet you hate Africans, take your vote to self-hate organizations like the ANC, which has closed borders on Africans. We don't want a vote that hates Africans. Let's lose vote.
2024 is our 1994, and we are going to make history today. Love is never given to those you don't love. From today, we specialize in African love because we are going to show all Africans that we love them because we love ourselves. For me to love you doesn't mean I must hate Zimbabweans. My love for Zimbabweans is not hatred for South Africans. My love for Zimbabweans is the love that you taught me, that we love one another as Africans. We don't discriminate against each other as Africans. You will rather not vote for me. I am not desperate to become president of South Africa. I am desperate to unite the African continent. And if the unity of my people is going to cost me votes, you can take your votes. I don't want xenophobic votes. I don't want the votes of haters.
There's no fence. Our people are already interacting, as it were, without any influx of any people coming to take from the poor of the poor.
Our South Africans are already feeling marginalized and disenfranchised. And that's why there's this notion, and I truly don't believe South Africans are xenophobic.
Yes.
I feel like the issue and the notion of xenophobia is a very simplistic view of the issues of South Africa. South Africans are unemployed, Julius.
Yes.
That's a fact. Mm-hmm. South Africans don't have economic power. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. The very same illegal, undocumented foreign nationals are being used as truck drivers, as waiters and waitresses, and they're used as cheap labor because the employer gets away with murder. It disenfranchises the South African who is also looking for that job. I'm not saying every South African is going to want to be a truck driver, but it's certainly taking away the opportunity from that South African that wants to be that truck driver. So then how then do we start reconciling it? Because at the heart of it, it's it's economic issues, and we can't run away from that. So where do you reconcile and say, yeah, there are too many illegal foreign nationals here that are being used by capital as a form of cheap labor?
Well, it's imaginary. There's no such a thing that there are illegal foreigners who are waiters and waitresses. It's unscientific. It's not proven. It's not true. Secondly, these people that we are saying are taking our jobs and economic opportunities, Faith, let's line up the buses now and put them into the buses and let them go. Will still be poor. Actually, more poorer without them, especially you, the black elite, because it is you who have hired these people into your houses. So it's not true that when they leave, you'll get jobs. They do not own these people that you're talking about. They do not own the means of production. They don't own the land. They don't own the banks. They don't own the financial sector. They don't own monopoly industries, which is what should create jobs, not what you're talking about. Na ke tlo le motho wa Zimbabwe re lwela ba le security. But me and a Zimbabwean must fight over being a security guard. Why should we fight over that? Why are you not saying let's all mobilize each other? And I never said South Africans are xenophobic in all of my articulation. I'm saying this thing is imaginary because border policy was there in 2014, was there in 2019, but it didn't work. What else can we find to attack them? Whether me and you like it or not, there are no borders in South Africa. That is just something written for formality on the founding manifesto of the EFF. There are no borders, my brother. I can tell you, it's like we behave like a mad person who has got a shack and a yard. He's given a stand with a shack. He goes and put a gate where there's no fence. You put a gate. When you go to Mqimbi, we Yamalopo, ukia gate here like a lock. Yet you don't have a fence. When you come back and unlock that gate and open. Your neighbor is looking at you. It's like, what is this? Gayton Mackenzie was running all over Limpopo River, saying he's chasing Zimbabweans who are crossing into South Africa, almost eaten by crocodiles for doing that. But the foolish him, he didn't know. He was proving what I'm saying correct, that there is no fence. So what open border are you talking about, which is not happening now, which is going to happen after the EFF takes over government? These Africans have always been here. If you doubt, there is a language called Fanaka law. It was formed long before the arrival of the EFF. Why? The migrant laborers met. They couldn't communicate amongst themselves when they were building South African economy. It was built by Zambians, it was built by Mozambicans, it was built by Zimbabweans, it was built by South Africans who could not communicate amongst themselves. They formed a language, Fanaga law. Where was the EFF when these migrant laborers were here? I'm just saying, we must not find ourselves behind time. The EFF is being punished for being ahead of the times. We say things now, you guys come to appreciate them extremely late because we're too far in thinking. So, and these African, there's xenophobic people are in denial. That's a problem. They are in denial that these people are here. They think they are still coming. They are not coming, they are here. How do we deal with that?
South Africans believe, whether you agree with me or not, it's neither here nor there. They agree that foreign nationals are taking their jobs. That is a statement that an average South African is likely to make. I asked this community of people who watch this video to send me questions, and that's like it came up 100 times. South Africans believe that foreign nationals are taking their jobs. Tick. South Africans believe that foreign nationals are killing their children. Tick. Whether you believe it or not, it's neither here nor there. Whether you agree with it or not, and we know, you and I will agree that people vote on perception. If they like you, even if you're talking nonsense, they like you. They are likely to vote for you. Donald Trump won on borders. Gayton Mackenzie is in parliament now on borders. You're saying open them up. And yet South Africans are saying these people are killing their children and they're taking their jobs. That's their perception, irrespective of whether it's correct or not. Don't you think, as a gentleman that loves this country, that maybe you're shooting yourself in the foot when you're telling South Africans that I know you believe that these people are taking your jobs, but I want them to come in anyway. You tell me what you say to that.
Firstly, you must never ask me to lie because I want to get votes. I'm not that kind. And I'm not going to use backwardness to attain votes. Backwardness in a sense that the world has become a globe. We are one thing now. And these people that you are saying, when I say open borders, they're going to come here and then they're going to take your jobs. The reality is that they are here. Yeah, the borders or no borders. So why do you keep on wanting to carry water with a bucket that has got holes? So there is a gate. They say it's a border gate. But when you go on the side of it, there's no fence. Is that not madness? That, I mean, let's reduce it to one individual who goes into a new area, he builds a shack, and then he puts a gate, there's no fence. When he comes back from Mqimbini, he's got a key.
That opens the gate.
He unlocks that gate and open it, and then close it and lock it, and Makelwan is watching. Makelwan is not going to say anything, he's just going to go like...
It's not well.
Yeah, because that's what we're doing. There is no such a thing as a border. You go to Swaziland, those people of Mpumalanga and people of Swaziland are living together. You go to Mhlaba Yalingana, those people of Mozambique and Swaziland, they're living together. Nelspruit.
Ubani obepusha kakhulu lento yamabhoda?
Umalema qobo lwakhe. You must understand ukuthi mhlawumbe enye izinto eziphusha uFloyd nabanye ukuthi bashiye EFF. Ngizokwenzela nje example uzoyikhumbula kule press conference ebikhona. Umalema ngenxa yokuthi kunalento esibiza democratic centralism ukuthi structures phezulu decides then i decision yayo noma ngabe benibona different phansi sekufanele yenzeke. But wanikwa lento command and control because ingakhe ucommander in chief, so he must command akhombe indlela. But isimjove kakhulu useyi dictator to a point where noma ningahlala emhlanganweni nixoxe uma ike fike ya nathi la sizothi make yafika intatheli yamngena makuthi akayishintshe avesana ayishintshe ibixoxiwe enye izinto ebezibaqhatha noFloyd. uFloyd comes from the ANC, from the SACP, where there's real democracy. Yeke ANC ukuthi better kangakanani, but there's true democracy there. Kwi-EFF sayivumela eqaleni, we allowed it because uma usaqala i-organization fanele ukuthi ukubamba isandla siqine kube nefigure eyodwa. Same like kwi-IFP thelezi beyibamba kanje. MK ngoba isaqala give umsholozi powers ukuthi to fire and hire ukuze iqonde until siye enkomfeni, you allow that. But i-organization mayisikhethe kabili kathathu isino 10 years usafuna ukuqhubeka nge sort of dictatorship and centralize ama decision, it's a problem. So ibifika ixoxe but umuntu beyiphusha kakhulu uyena uJulius ugcina ukuthi ngenxa ukuthi ucommander in chief agcine euzwi lakhe ku-email lapho. There is absolutely no reason and no justification ukuthi manje kena abantu bokhamba abaphume bangene la freely ungeke uphume ungene freely emazweni apho.
At some point ikhoza well I know ukuthi uyakholelwa kakhulu ku leadership kaMalema.
True.
And at some point I remember ukuthi wathi abantu aba close kuyena ibona abantu abamdlisa upoison. Usamile lapho.
Ngisamile lapho purely because for instance la kwaZulu Natal bamhlomekisa. Bayintshontsha inkomfa because they were saying abantu abafana nami ovuza khoza ibona bayi problem. And therefore kufanele bagudluzwe ukuze i-organization igrow.
Okay.
But because they were threatened ukuthi siye enkomfeni, those people are the same people abafuna ukuyokhethwa abaziyo ukuthi people like myself are opposed to them because siyababona ukuthi abamsizi ngalutho instead bayamhlomekisa. Noma ebheda umuntu enhlanhlatha bamshayela ihlobo. awuyena umholo correct uma uzothi ileader yakho inhlanhlathu ungayitsheli ukuthi awuyageja la umshayeli ihlombe ebed kusho ukuthi awumthandi lo muntu. That was the reason for my statement ukuthi he's one person surrounded by five other people, but the 5 people mayenhlanhlatha yena ebeda bamshayeli ihlombe. Ukube bayema bathi no but you can't, he's going to be a great leader because he is a great leader. But the downfall yakhe yilaba yisurrounding ngabo ba weak.
All right. Asivale cause ngenxa yesikhathi. Remember yomkhonto wesizwe noma usiyona
I've joined umkhonto wesizwe and I campaigned for umkhonto wesizwe and I voted umkhonto wesizwe.
All right. And then kwiqembu lelo kwade kulona
Africa Unite Congress it was a non-starter. What happened kuyona is that yahlulwa ukumeet ama requirements akwa IEC.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Ngalesi yasikhathi. And it then took a decision ukumeja ne-Sun Party yamaSulumane. Gimina I was not going to be able to daisa iparty yamaSulumane because the incident as a Phoenix is still fresh in my mind, and I was not going to be able to
okay, so ukhona kuma structures omkhonto wesizwe kwi province or not, you are just an ordinary member?
I'm just an ordinary member and ngihappy kanjalo because angizelanga ama positions angifune deployment. I just want to be a member.
But surely uFloyd uzokulanda nje kahle athi hayi no cause phela siyawazi umsebenzi wakho.
Well, if it happens I'm a member, I will whatever deployment they give me, I will take it. Manje nje I'm just working the ground as an ordinary member like everyone else.
All right. No mkhathini mfethu. Asibonge kakhulu ukuthi sibe nawe ku episode yokuqala yembizo podcast, all right, with Stressless.